Hey kittens, it's happening, we're doing it. Welcome to the very first episode of Hey Sugar, the sugar dating Q&A show with me, your host, Wendi Starling. Hi. If you know who I am, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the support. If you've never heard of me and you found this video because you went into Google and said, get money now, welcome. I'll give you the quick rundown. I am a comedian. I was living in New York for 5.5 years, and for 5 of those years, I was sugar dating. I know, shock, a bar show didn't cover the cost of an Upper East Side apartment. Huh, weird. Anyway, but now that, I don't know if you can tell by my side bangs, and the sound of what I think is a giant thunderstorm rolling through, I am comfortably in the Midwest, baby, which means we can finally do the show. Okay, I've been getting questions about sugar dating and sex work since I started talking about it on stage, and always wanted to do something like this. I honestly, the reason I didn't is because I did not want to jeopardize my relationship / income stream. So there we go. Let's get to these questions. I thank you guys so much. There's a link in the show notes to my social media, email. You can send me questions. But I do have a lot from the last few years, and I'm so excited to get to these. Let's get started. Yeah, this has been a long time coming. And that's not foreshadowing. This is not about edging. This question is not about edging. We're not going to open the show with like, this is how to fucking rim a father of 5 who's mad about his golf game. That would be a very intense opening. We're going to start with the basics. We're starting with the basics. I know how to do this. Trust me. I'm gonna eat you out before I sodomize you, okay? I'm a professional. First question. Dear Wendi, sugaring sounds great. 2 things. 1, what is the difference between sugaring and prostitution? And 2, is it legal? Ah, great question, officer. Okay? I should say this as a disclaimer. I'm a comedian, this is entertainment. Okay, that's out of the way. Great. Question 1, what's the difference between sugaring and prostitution? From my experience and the conversations I've had with different people, prostitution seems to be more of a one-off, and it tends to be an hourly rate type of a thing. Whereas sugar dating, you go into an agreement and there's an arrangement where it's more like a dating relationship. So you normally will have one partner that you see. And I mean, I used to, the guys that I would see, I refer to them as my boyfriends because it's easier. And again, officer, it's my boyfriend. I can put it in terms, it would be like the perks. You get all the perks of dating a rich guy without the housework and childbearing. So there you go. That's part 1. Part 2, is it legal? Yes. I think, okay, here's the real answers. I believe the illegality lies in the direct exchange of money for pussy, okay? So I think where there might be an issue would be, say, for example, you're having sex with your boyfriend, and as he's coming into or around your person, he reaches back and from the folds of his back fat pulls out a wad of cash and says, here you go, thank you so much for the pussy. And then you take that money and you say, oh my God, you're welcome, thank you so much for giving me this money for my pussy. That's where bad news, okay? So that's where you get in trouble. The sugaring relationship, this is honestly one of my favorite parts about it, because you kind of never know like how it's gonna show up, because a lot of times it's like in your purse or it's just hidden someplace, like in our coffee cup. It really is like hide and seek. You know, you never know where your little present's gonna be, and that's what I like about it. So that's also the difference, right? So again, if they hand it to you, it's a crime. If they hide it from you, it's a game. You know how when you're a kid, you lose a tooth, right? There's money under your pillow. So it's like that's like a tooth fairy, but for big kids, for big girls. It's like a clit fairy. Honestly, it is, right? It's something they just like, it's the same kind of thing, you know, you just like spread the lips and they wiggle that little thing until they get it off. And then once they get it off, they leave you money and they just bounce, fly away, fly back to their ungrateful wife and entitled kids or whatever, or just whatever, you know, fly. Maybe I should have really scripted this. Yeah, but Cliff Fairy I like. That might work in a show. Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up before the electricity completely shuts off because there's like a real Wizard of Oz storm heading in. I want to say thank you so much for being here for the very first episode of Hey Sugar. If you have questions from either side of the aisle, please send them to me. And I guess I'll close by saying if you're a cop, I'm doing a character. Okay, bye. I'll talk to you guys later.